Astrologies and Insights, Finding Shadow with Light, specifically our intuition, aka the light of Christ. I love that you're here adding your light and your love as I'm working through some stuff, and hopefully you're learning too. Working today with the intuitive coloring book Astrological Harmony, specifically on the Leo page, the energy of Leo. And my Leo is in the 11th house. Otherwise, I have no other placements in Leo. And when it comes to that, there's a couple that had me crack up, especially just with my life and how I'm processing as of late. And I even asked a question to my husband recently, and I'll tell you what that is after I read what I Googled. Leo on the 11th house cusp signifies affinity with people and authority, well-known individuals, influencers, brand ambassadors, people with big hair. What's really funny is that I literally asked my husband just last week, I said, I need you to connect me with celebrities. I need you to connect me with well-known individuals and influencers. And he laughed and he's like, why do you think I can do that? I'm like, because you know people, like you have connections in that realm of celebrity or in that realm of people with influence. And he laughed and he's like, Sarah, you can just reach out to them yourself. Oh, okay. Apparently, that's what I'm gonna work on the energy of why I think that I can't just reach out to them myself and where that's coming from and just the shadow there. It's also really funny. A couple others that stood out to me was with the 11th house in Leo, the image of friendships easily becomes more important than actual friends, which is interesting. In the 11th house, Leo shines in affairs related to clubs, friendship groups, and initiatives that affect the collective. Those two feel like the biggest things that I am going to be working on with Shadow is specifically the concept of comfort with celebrity, meeting people, connecting with people, myself in my own energy in my business. Part of what it is to show up in my business and to really be open with what I do is also putting myself in a place where I'm going to be seen more. And it all connects together. And Leo is definitely that. Look at me. So I find it funny in the 11th house connected also with friendship. I've had friends, old friends, friendships that have ended. I've been thinking a lot about friendship just in the last couple days, and I find it interesting, aka non-coincidental, that today is the day that I'm going to be working on the Leo energy as well. And let's pick out some color. I realized from the recording yesterday, if you listen to the um what was that, cancers, or the recording, not yesterday, I did it a couple days ago, it I heard the screeching of the markers, and that was very distracting, and I found I needed to record it another way. That way we don't have that screeching happening because it was really hard for me to replay and I couldn't edit it out. I didn't have that skill set in the moment, which means we're going to just use some other skill sets. Here's what's fun though. These are fun colors. I feel like they're really bright. I feel really bright ones. That's fun. Pink and a purple. I mean, yellow and a purple. And then we're going to get Sarah's desire for straight. Straight line. Maybe we'll push it back a little bit. See, this is where you get to see behind the scenes of making a line. But we're, we're working with that over there. And here's our Leo energy. I'm already yawning again. It's just a good sign to take action. Notice that energy is shifting even without me having to color anything. Because I'm setting my intention, I am taking action. Even if it's a small action, putting this together, getting the paper ready is still action. And that's the part with faith that I think a lot of us don't appreciate, is that it does not matter how large or how big that motion is. If you're looking to build faith, it can happen in the most what seemingly insignificant, what our minds would think are insignificant, it's still action. So hence why energy is moving. I also feel, which again, if you watch the Cancer video, you'll see that coloring the names hasn't been a thing, but with this Leo, it is like, color me. I want to be colored. That's funny. That's really funny. Unexpected, Leo. There you go. My energy that I'm feeling it saying, but it's not cute. I went out the lines. So now there's an energy in me that wants to fix that. So we fix it. Fix it. Okay. And so, I've been having the Tangled, the light song. And at first I see the light. It's as if the fog has lifted. And I have a friend client who, whenever I think of that song, we realized this week that that song can now be symbolic of them. And as I'm saying this, I wonder how much of this Leo energy is also connected to them. So my desire now is, now that this is solid, I had an immediate, like, I have to go cover this up. Like, it doesn't look nice compared to how nice that looks. There's something that needs to release, isn't it? If I'm already like, no, that's messy. It doesn't look nice compared to that other thing. It doesn't look nice. So I have to redo it. I have to cover it up. I definitely don't want that energy in my system. The belief that I have to cover things up if they don't look nice. And look, as soon as I said it, like something goes off. All right, I'm just going to leave it ugly on purpose for energy reasons. We're going to make it ugly. Ugly on purpose. Did you see my eyeballs get wide? Did you see them? I want this pink one. Interesting. Is that where my shadow is? I'm afraid. I'm afraid of something's happening. And it's blue, which can be connected to the throat chakra. I'm afraid that what I have is messy. Oh, this is a me and mother energy. So see this energy feels like me inside of my mother energy. Whether it's my physical mom or if it's the energy of divine feminine. And as I say that, it feels more that it's divine feminine. Feels like my divine feminine is ready for a grow up. It feels like I've been trying to work with it or navigate it from a little girl or a baby stage. And it's time to grow up. Oh, backyard. Oh. Ooh. 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 Oh, there we go. Feels very peaceful as I'm coloring it. It feels very calming. And then that feeling had, it's time to color this guy in. It's time to color it. Time to grow up. I think this marker is dying. So it was that blue one. Should set those aside so I can check on them. I still want to sing, like I still want to get it out. Interesting. I felt this earlier was like an eye. And I actually have a right eye that just started irritating me in the last like 4 hours, 3 hours. not even that, maybe like 2. But I actually, my eye color, I have a blue interior and then I have like a green exterior color around it. So it makes it like a teal. The colors aren't symbolic of my actual eye color, but it's interesting that it feels like I have those two colors showing up for a reason. I had, and as I'm saying that, the story comes into my mind. I took ceramics in college. I actually have my associates with a concentration in ceramics. I took all the extra art classes. I took all the extra stuff. I went to the University of Arizona for my bachelor's degree, and I have a degree in studio art with an emphasis in 3D and extended media. So sculpture, 3D sculpture is what I worked on. And before I transferred to the university, I went to the local college there called Pima Community College. And my ceramics teacher was Hiro, and he is a Japanese ceramicist who came to the US, and he sells both work there and here. This feels like the Beatles' Yellow Submarine. The yellow submarine, the yellow submarine, the yellow submarine. Oh, that's funny. I don't even like fully know that song. I just know that reference. Figure that out in a sec. But Hero, I did a ceramic art piece. I think I was in like when it was my first ceramics class, so it was the first one, and I was doing this giant eyeball. Oh, maybe it was my second ceramic class. Honestly, I don't remember at this point, but it's first or second. And I was doing a giant eyeball symbolizing me, and it was a giant eyeball being skewered with a pair of hair cutting shears because I also did hair at the time. And it was just this symbol of, it was a self-portrait is what the assignment was a self-portrait. And so he looked in because I was like, I don't know what color my eyes are. Like I knew they were blue, but I didn't fully understand at that time. I mean, I was 29 or 30 at the time, and I still didn't fully ever really see myself. I've done a lot of healing since then. I'm 42 now, and it's been a lot of healing in the last 12 years, 13 years. Anywho, uh, he looked at my eyes and he was kind of like, whoa, right? Kind of like, those are really neat. Like, you have like a blue inside and a green outside. And I was like, what? Nuh-uh. Like, I didn't even know that I had 2 different colors in there. And having an artist who actually looked at it and was like, no, you really do have multiple colors. And then once he pointed out, I could start seeing it. And I find that interesting that that's what we sometimes need is someone else to point it out so we can see it. Here's what's interesting. These 2 right here, I want to connect. I can feel there needs to be an orange right here. So I'm trying to like, what is it? What is the orange? And where's the connection? I'm going to do these guys. Because it wanted to complete and now it wants to be these. I know, let's do this. It's like everything orange. There's something with Leos and redheads. Leos and fiery redheads. I have a dear friend who is a ginger herself and a Leo. I wonder what the connection there is. I will have to ponder that one. I do know that when we were in our early 20s, she was proactive in like church. It was a youth activity, not youth, young adult activities. We were in our early 20s. She was in her late teens. She was like 18, 19, first year in college. And she was willing to do theater and she could sing and she was so proactive with the arts that I wasn't. I was a very shy, um, it was fat. And so I was really not proactive with wanting to be seen because of my size at that age. But it still feels like an eye, but it feels more like a drama eye, like uh, an eyeball that I'm also now putting eyeshadow on, it feels like. But it feels like theater, like I don't even know how to explain it. What's coming to mind is like the Wizard of Oz, like a curtain or a rain. It's something with rain. That's weird. That's really weird. Also, what's up with there's a massive confusion with the energy of like, I want to get put away, I want to be used, I want to get put away, I want to be used. Well, that's interesting phrasing, isn't it? I want to get put away, I want to be used. Yikes. I want to release any negative around that. I don't like that phrase. I don't like that at all. The energy feels gross. Well, we definitely have some Leo energy that needs healing. Now it feels like a peacock and a frog. I feel a peacock and a frog energy right there. Peacock. Now it's more peacock. More peacock. Peacock. Zoos. There was a zoo in Tucson. Reed Park Zoo. They had peacocks that were wandering. They were wanderers. When do I have a memory of a zoo? I took my niece there in her like kindergarten trip. And I think I was an adult helper in one of my nephews too. But I don't have any recollection of the zoo if I went with that grouping, because I still feel like I'm in my, it's referencing back to my early 20s when I was in that young single adult age. Like I was 22 to 26 is what this feels like it's connecting to. I also have a friend, had a friend where, I mean, we would still be friendly if we saw each other. We didn't have a falling out or anything. It's just we haven't talked to each other in years. But he would come and stay with me and another friend when he would come up and visit when we were roommates. This other friend and I, she and I had an apartment, and he would come up and visit from Arizona and he would stay with us. And he was a junior too, funny enough. Funny enough. But he would sing and he would sing barbershop and a cappella. And he loved theater and music, and he was very gifted. And I remember sitting in my front room, and I had his brother and he and another new friend had come over, and we had a piano because my roommate played the piano. And she wasn't there, but it was the four of us. And at this point, I didn't know that I like singing, but they were playing a song and I just wanted to sing with them. And I stopped myself. I stopped myself from singing, even though they wouldn't have judged me. They would have encouraged it. And knowing what I know about my voice now is that it would have sounded great. It would have been fun for me. But I had so many fears that I wasn't good at singing because I grew up with this older sister who told me I sounded horrible singing at church. And I got teased and picked on for it, that I thought I was a horrible singer up until my late 20s. Thought I sang bad until my late 20s. And then I had cool experiences that taught me otherwise. Again, I think I brought this up. I sing choir music, I sing Jesus music. Can't move my voice around, do any kind of inflection or any kind of cool stuff, but I can follow someone who sings nicely if they're singing next to me, or I sing really good in the shower, right? I sing really good in the shower just because the echo does good. It does good. The echo is good for me. Anywho, I just remember I wish I would have just sung. I wish I would have just done some of the things that I held myself back from doing. So, Sarah, choose now. Don't hold yourself back anymore. I choose to not hold myself back anymore. I'm not holding myself back anymore when it comes to if I feel a draw, if I feel a inclination to do it. No matter how I'm going to look, how I'm going to sound, I'm going to do it. And I'm not going to be afraid. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to play. I'm going to sing. I'm going to shine. And then as soon as I said that, I was like, oh, I'm terrified of shining. I'm terrified, but I really want it. I really want to shine, but I'm terrified. This feels like a fire. Feels more like a phoenix, I guess. So I need to embrace coming out of the ashes, coming out, a rebirth, a new birth, allow myself to experience new things. I'm a new person. I'm a new creature, as Paul says, right? Become a new creature. I'm a new creature. No longer this intimidated or scared creature. I'm this bold, loving, fun, adventurous, powerful creature. Should I put humble in there too? It seems a little opposite of that Leo energy that's wanting to like roar, shine out of me. That's really funny. I still don't understand the yellow submarine. So is it connected to the Beatles? Is it connected to the Beatles? Is it connected to the Beatles? Yellow submarine. I feel like I need to look up the meaning behind yellow submarine. So let me look up really quick. Or let me look up the lyrics and see what else it can mean. Because at this point, I have no idea. So I'm going to be entertained. If you already know and you're giggling, because now I have a feeling it might be something I don't know. I don't know what it means. Let me look it up. Grab it on iPad. All right. I looked up the lyrics to Yellow Submarine, and nothing standing out to me in what it is. And then I remembered back in the day there was a Beatles cartoon. I was born in 1982. I was not alive when the Yellow Submarine cartoon came out. However, I do have a memory of it. I do remember as a little kid seeing it. I don't know when or how, but I remember seeing the music video or whatever it was of them in a yellow submarine. I then Googled, what does the Beatles song Yellow Submarine mean? And it talks about it's a simple pleasures of brotherhood, exotic adventure, and an appreciation of nature. There's lots of other insights and people with the psychedelics and the drugs and the different aspects of it being a dessert or what it might mean. And no one actually has a full-blown definition of what it is. And it feels like one of those far out, dude, far out kind of songs. And I don't, whoops. I don't understand why, but we got the yellow submarine. Got the yellow submarine. We got the yellow submarine covered in pink. I still don't understand. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm not supposed to understand. Maybe there's supposed to be things that my Leo energy wants to understand. And there's just, I don't understand. If you have any insights about what it can mean, drop them down in the comments. That would be helpful. Because I'm not getting any insight about it. Maybe it's that I don't want any insights about it. We shall see. Okay. Submarines. My grandpa, my dad's dad, was in the Navy. He was in World War II. He was one of the froggers in the Navy. Maybe it connects back to my grandpa and my dad. My dad was a massive pothead in the 70s. I actually think my dad would have been considered a massive pothead until he passed away just a couple of years ago. But my grandpa, his dad, was in the Navy. Definitely Definitely knew what submarines were. I think I have a picture of him in a submarine, actually. Well, maybe it's connected to Grandpa. Maybe it's connected to him. About to cough. Now I want to change it. No more yellow. I turn greens. And as weird as it is, I really want to scribble, scribble, scribble. I don't know what. Something's releasing. Let's get it out. Green has 9. Let's keep going. It's going to be that side. It wants to be that side. The song. Oh, gracious Lord, no tender voice like thine, and peace of God. I need thee, oh, I need thee. Every hour I need thee. Oh, bless me now, my Savior. I come to thee. Well, there's an energy of understanding as I was singing. It's this energy of using anything else, whether it's psychedelics, whether it's drugs, whether it's anger. Feels like it's anything that keeps me from the presence of God and understanding that I need Him every hour. I need thee, oh, I need thee. Every hour I need thee. So no matter what's going on, no matter where the being seen is, where the celebrity, where the influencers, where the friendships are, I am being seen by God. I am being seen for who I am, what I do, how I do it by Him. It feels like that this energy has been uh, like a snow globe type energy where it's like been watched like a magnifying glass. And then this is a negative. This doesn't feel like God and love. This feels like darkness, Satan, and control. This doesn't feel healthy. So the strong's getting ripped up. Help. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to acknowledge there's chaos, when there's discord, no matter where I am, who's seeing me, what's happening. It's okay to call on God and to find safety in Him. Safety. Huh. As soon as I started coloring it by itself, it was like, put it on the yellow submarine. It's the same green. Oh, now it's a submarine covered in algae. And I just felt impressed. There's a clear. Is this the clear one? No. No. Hold on. There it is. There's a clear one of these that is meant to change textures of stuff. I don't know if you can see what it's doing there, but hopefully you can. There we go. And then I just had the scripture, though your sins be as scarlet, they will be as white as snow. Turning to Christ. He makes everything okay. He makes everything okay. No matter how much I try to clean it, no matter what has been done in the public eye or in private. He sees all, he knows all, he can help me with all. Nothing hidden. Everything can come out in the open. I'm not afraid of anything coming out. I know my life. I know what I've done. I've talked to God about it. My family knows. I don't need to be afraid of anything that has been done. I'm imperfect. The people are imperfect. And that is okay. No more hiding. I didn't realize I was hiding. Release the hiding. Release the hiding. And release the hiding. No more hiding. No more fear of being seen. No more fear. I really like that, how it came out. So this one, I can save that. That I'm keeping. This I'm tearing. That's fun. Kind of looks like Squidward. All right. Not a big fan of SpongeBob. Whoops. I know that blasphemy too. I don't like SpongeBob. It came out when I was an adult and had young nieces and nephews, and I saw that I did not like what he, the lack of respect and the lack of boundaries. And SpongeBob was on the wave. So let's release some stuff. Ta-da! Garbage it. Okay. Well, if you're interested in doing your own astrological harmony coloring book, links are in the description. Again, there's a PDF version that you can buy. That one is $44, or you can buy one off of Amazon for $12. Happy coloring. Okay, bye.